We'll move into the Stairs Hurdle. This was a race that looked like it was going to be a shocker a few weeks ago, but it's came to life a little bit. We'll go through the market. Blazing Cal 3-1, Tia Hupu, Marie's Rock 4-1, Home by the Lee 5-1, 6-1 Flooring Porter, 10-1 Classical Dream and Gold Tweet, Paisley Park 14-1 and 16-1 Bar. Mark, I think this race has opened up a little bit. You've got the introduction of Blazing Cow, obviously what he did in the Boyne Hurdle. Tia Hupu looked really good in the Galmoy. Marie's Rock obviously looks like she's going here. And all of a sudden, from a few weeks ago, where it looked a terrible race, it's now came to life a wee bit.
It certainly has come to life a bit. Nobody's mentioned the ground much yet, but it does look like it's going to be, good to soft, maybe even softish with the rain they're getting. That would play into maybe Tehupu's hands. But I've always been a fan of Flooring Porter, and I'm just hoping that Gavin Cromwell will have gotten back for his tilt at 3 in a row. I mean, Blazing Carl, all this stuff from Charles Barnes, I don't believe a lot of it. I think he'll be cherry ripe on the day. It's just he hasn't beaten a whole lot in his races. He's won them well, but he hasn't beaten much. I'd prefer to go with Flooring Porter. I mean, I think they have his number, that if they hassle him on the pace, they can get him beaten. But I don't know. I don't think he's been properly right this season. And if Gavin Cromwell's prepared to go there, he must have him pretty much right for this. This has been the target all season, and I'll just stick with the current champion. I've been with him all the way along this journey, so I'm not deserting him now. Blazing Carl could be anything. Tehupu might get his ground, and he'd be a big danger if he did. The worry is Marie's Rock getting £7 would have been a big worry for me, but as the ground softens, I think the likelihood of her running is less and less. The more soft it gets, the less likely they are to take the risk. So I'll just stick with Flooring Porter for me.
Callum, if there's a horse in the past 2 years that's probably been as kind to you than Flooring Porter, then I'm yet to find it. He's won the past 2 Stairs Hurdles. You've tipped him both years. You've tipped him again this year. It's been a very different preparation in terms of he's not won, and Gavin Cromwell seems in a race against time to get him into this race. Where are you with Flooring Porter? Are you looking elsewhere? Or are you sticking with him?
I'm a little bit concerned by the disruptive prep. I wouldn't let him go on back though, so he's definitely going to be in the equation for me. He's back-to-back champion, so he obviously merits respect. But I think this kind of disrupted preparations has kind of summed up the trend of how hard it is for these 3 milers to keep going to the well all the time. Because 7 of the last 8 winners of the Stairs Hurdle have either been age 6 or 7. Older horses don't seem to have much of a force. And the only winner of the last decade over the age of 7 was Thistlecrack. It's become a kind of a race with young blood here. 2 up and are coming in pretty good form. Tia Hupu and Blazing Cal. Blazing Cal's had a similar difficult prep, but he showed his class in the Boyne Hurdle by winning that pretty easily. Charles Burns did say that he had got him fit though. He was quite far forward in his plans there, and he's a nasty cut as well. So he's kind of back in that zone of kind of being maybe in a race against time a little bit. If anyone can get him there though, it's probably Charles Burns though. I do like Tia Hupu though. Lord the colours of Honeysuckle in the Hatton's Grace with a really late withering run, and then won a slowly running mile race, but it did smack of a very good visual. A really genuine kind of up-and-coming, promising young stayer. And he was back to the champion hurdle as well, but kind of laid the ground. Don't think he's that ground dependent, but he wouldn't want the word soft in it. But, they generally get it well watered, and there's a bit of unsettled forecast. So I don't think there will be much ground excuses for any horse really over the 4 days if it's well managed. So out of the faves, I would say Tia Hupu, but I'm definitely going to have a save on Flooring Porter anyway.
Craig, where are you at with the Stairs Hurdle? There is a lot of ground questions. Likes a Tia Hupu. I think we all think he maybe likes it soft. Home by the Lee's been a steady improver as well. He's obviously won the Lismullen, then won at Christmas. What do you think of this year's Stairs Hurdle? Was there anything kind of leaping out to you?
He isn't, Scott. I'm struggling badly to find an angle into the race, to be perfectly honest. Blazing Cal's the one horse that's got plenty of upside to him. he's the improving horse. But you know, as Callum said there, you know, he's been up for the cut since he won the Boyne Hurdle. He's had an infection. I believe he's going to have his fitness test on the Friday, to see if he's going to take his chance. You know, he's the one that's open to improvement. He's the one that's potentially could be a real nice Grade 1 stayer. But of the rest, Maria's Rock, she's still to go and prove she's got the stamina for this. She remains in the Mares Hurdle. Interesting that Nicky Henderson said in his quotes in the paper on Thursday that you know, he definitely wants to run in the stairs. Tiupu, you look at the races that he's been competing in this year, Hampton's Grace, and last time the Balmoit, no winners have run in those races on the way to a stairs hurdle. Home by the Lee is the one I keep coming back to, but when you watch last year's stairs hurdle, it's hard to envisage him finding the necessary improvement from there. Now, you know, his Grade 1 victories this year suggest he has gone forward in the last 12 months, but has he gone forward enough to win a stairs hurdle? I think he'll hit the frame. I couldn't be confident he would win, but at 5-1 each way, you know, if you force my hand, he would be the selection, but it would be a no betting race for me.
I tipped up a horse at this at 7-1. He's now double that price in Paisley Park. I still don't think, though, he's out the frame because he's capable. You see, he's capable of throwing in a crap run, but he's also capable of running an absolute stormer from time to time. Last year, he finished third. He won the Cleve Hurdle beforehand, though, when he was 10 lengths behind. And Ruby said after the race, I'm amazed they didn't pull him up. I wouldn't rule him out at 14-1 each way. I think Marie's Rock is a fly in the ointment because if she goes here, and she showed in the real keel that she looked as if she had the stamina to progress up this. I think Marie's Rock could just be too good getting that allowance here. Tia Hoopu, I think, is very much ground dependent. Blazing Cal, do you read into Charles Burns' bravado at times? I don't know. I maybe don't believe it as much as others, but I just think I kind of don't really have much of an opinion on this. But I just think Marie's Rock could just be better than the rest on the day. And Paisley Park at 14-1, I think it's a great each way play. There is another one, Callum, I want to get your thoughts on in particular, who's sitting at 20-1, who hasn't ran for Willie Mullins by the name of Asterion for Longe. That's a weird bit of placing if they're going to send him here.
Be good for Florin Porter there, because if Asterion for Longe is just sitting off Porter, he might wipe out half the field by jumping right, so that'd be a plus. Yeah, it's just one of those kind of quirky entries that Willie Mullins likes to dive in here. Sir Gerhard had an entry here, St Sam as well, so he does like throw one in the mix. Classical Dream is another one that's a race against time. I think he was just 16 last time, and you just feel that that'll happen again with him. And there's those two French horses that have to be supplemented that are very young and unexposed, and we don't really know how good they are. And I think by Gold Tweet winning, there's another one that's apparently better than him that's going to be supplemented for this. It's called something from A anyway, but you wouldn't all of a sudden dismiss them because they've obviously been given heart by the kind of muddling form that this is, and they think that they're obviously good enough to have a real impact there. So the two young French horses could be anything as well. So there is plenty of ways to look into this. I think ground will be probably an important factor in the day as well.
Yep, absolutely. We'll just go around the panel and get our predictions. I'm going to go for Marie's Rock with Paisley Park each way. Mark, where are we at?
I'm a Cromwell fanboy. I'm a Florin Porter.
Florin Porter. Callum?
I'll give Mark Florin Porter, so I'll go to you.
And Craig?
Tentative each way, home by the Lee.
Home by the Lee.